Man, I mean that's just where we're at right now. 41-7 at halftime, and we outscore them 27-9 the second half. Um, I'm proud. I say it every week. Our guys play hard. No one's doubting that they're playing hard. Halftime speech was simple. It was this. It was they either need to go and execute, be a smart football team, and have discipline, or don't go back on the field. I said I'm simply tired of it. We're so much better than what we're playing. We do silly things to stop ourselves on offense, stupid turnovers, unsportsmanlike conducts. Defense, we just don't get lined up because we're not focused, and that's what it looks like. And in the second half, you see the team that we preach with love, integrity, and toughness, and that's what they go out there and they perform, and they beat the heck out of a team that has a legit chance to go to the college playoffs. Problem is, right, there's two halves in football. So we're going to build off that second half. There's no doubt about it. But we need to do a better job, coaches and players, of executing with a high level of detail out of the gate. If we do that and play the second half of football the rest of the season, we're going to win every game. There's no question about it. So the problem is that doesn't start at halftime, right? That starts in practice. So we need to make sure we prepare better and move forward that way. So let's go with some questions, guys. Thanks.
Looking at Spencer Petras, obviously struggled a little bit. I mean, hearing some news, people unhappy with how he was playing, but he finishes the game pretty well. How did you feel about his performance?
What was his final stats?
461 yards.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns, something like that.
Yeah. He had a turnover on a rushing on a run, right, and then had a batted ball for a turnover, and then another tip ball at the end, I think, for a turnover. So I think he broke the completion record. He's a competitor. He is a competitor. Those turnovers absolutely killed us. The defense, we gave up 41 points in the first half, and 3 of the drives started inside the 25, and the other drive started on the 50-yard line. So it's hard to be successful. The best part about it is, like, when Spencer's on, he is on, and he is very talented. So it's just making sure, right, takeaways and turnover margin is how you win football games. I think UNLV is 6th in the country, and we're not very good at it. And until we flip that around, right, it's going to be the same result. But I'm proud of how he battled back. Most of the people would have just tanked it right there and just had a terrible game. But he came and broke some records and threw for unbelievable amount of yards. So continue to build off that. Now just fix our mistakes. Stay out of our way.
You mentioned takeaways. This team has not been great at forcing turnovers. How do you change that?
Yeah, I know. We had the first drive. I think they had the tip ball up, and it kind of went through Ike's hands. I don't know. We need to. The problem is we get behind so early. We played some good teams, and the teams are just more conservative and not searching. But if you guys have the answer on how to get more takeaways, I am all ears for that. I wish I had it.
Coach, is there anything specific that you or any of the guys can do to make sure that you start off better?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Here's how it's been working for us, and I don't know whether it's a start or not, but tonight was the first time, and you guys will probably agree, that we played complementary football. Our defense was getting stops, our special teams was on point, and our offense was driving the ball at will. We have to make sure it's not necessarily starting bad, it's keeping the bad start longer and longer and longer. And that's what happened. We need to be able to get back to a neutral mindset and be like, and just say to ourselves, hey, relax, let's go again, and just take it one play at a time. I told him coming out of halftime, I said, guys, we don't have a 41-point play in our playbook. But what we do have is a bunch of plays that work, but it has to go one play at a time. And if you do that, you don't have buildups, right? You could have a bad opening series, but you're not going to have a bad start. So it's all a mindset that we need to continue to get better at. Great job coming out of halftime with it, but it just obviously took too long.
Coach Driley, clearly, I mean, the biggest bugaboo defensively the last 2 weeks is just too many explosives.
Yeah.
What do you need to do to tell?
The entire first half was all self-inflicted. You're going to watch it on tape, and then there's guys miss tackles, there's guys getting lined up late, and we're just not executing. We're not executing at the level we needed to the first half. You finally saw what Aggie defense should be like the second half. So we are going to continue to preach it. I know I sound like a broken record up here. This team is so close to really taking off. So close, and you guys saw it. But until we buy into those little details and execute, right, it's too many explosives. If we can eliminate that and force teams to drive the whole field, right, we're pretty darn good. What was our third downs tonight? Anybody see that? Anybody got the defensive third downs?
There were 4 for 12.
4 for 12, yeah. So that was better getting off the field. We just, like you said, give up too many explosives to get him in the red zone, or the opening field position was too bad. So complementary football is the name of the game, and that starts obviously with takeaways.
I was curious what happened on that the end of the first half, the field goal. Like, what play calling? What kind of?
Yeah, so we were out of field goal range. The wind was picking up. I think it was on the 30, would have been a 40-something yarder. So we went with the fake, and our guy couldn't get out because their guy tackled our guy running the vertical route as he was releasing. So I lost it and got a flag. Knew we couldn't make the field goal, so figured, hey, let's try to spark something going into halftime with a fake field goal.
Have you ever been a part of a season like this before?
Oh yeah. Let's see here. 2015, I was a GA at KU. We went 0-12. The difference is, and I think the herd and you guys will probably appreciate, is these guys are playing their butts off. They are playing so dang hard. And where no one is tapping out, everyone is still bought in. I think that the thing we realize as a coaching staff, and I'll talk to the players on Monday, we've legit played 4 teams the last 5 weeks that at that point had playoff hopes, legit playoff hopes, right? Including these guys. So that is the teeth of our schedule. From here on out, it's teams that aren't 5-1 or 4-1 or USC or Utah or Boise State with a Heisman player, right? We've had some good competition, and guys, that's going to be awesome for us. When we get back to teams who maybe aren't of that caliber yet, right? We need to make sure that everything is clicking and we're flying. Just like my dad's high school team, he schedules the hardest non-conference. So when districts start up, he's ready to whoop butt. Hopefully we can benefit like that. I didn't make the scheduling, nor would I approve of that scheduling either.
Coach, last week you were disappointed in the defense. How do you think you guys did on the defensive end?
Oh, I am very proud of them. We're so thin and beat up front. We're playing a bunch of young guys that are excited to play, but maybe not ready for the stage. They're getting closer. They are getting closer. One thing that was awesome about tonight was you couldn't have had a worse first half, right? They probably scored on 5 of their first 7 drives or whatever it was. Great field position that they had, but we still weren't stopping them. And then it just flipped instantly. And if you have teams like that, you know you're close, right? You know you're so close to getting better and getting better in a hurry. The problem is, right, the start. And we will fix the start. The competition that we play forward will obviously help with that. But even more importantly, whether we're playing USC again or we're playing Hutchinson, Kansas, it's all about how we prepare out of the gate. So if I can fix that with this team and they can continue to execute like they did the second half, we're going to have a lot of fun and give Aggie faithful the wins they deserve.
When you have those young defenders stepping into those bigger roles, is there kind of a benefit they don't know any better than to do what you're telling them to do?
Well, our old guys don't listen either, so it's fun. The game of football is so much like life, where you could be the last one at the bottom of the business of the totem pole at a business place, or you could be at the top. If you don't prepare and get ready for your next job, when the moment comes, you are going to fold. And so the best thing about this, every single one of these guys prepared for when their moment came. Maybe not had the success out of the gate that they wanted, but they played their butts off and they're proud of that. Now we'll continue to develop their skill set, but it doesn't matter, right? Everyone has injuries. No one cares about them. You either get better or you complain about them, and we're obviously going to try to get better. It's a good question.
Coach, you kind of mentioned the gauntlet of the schedule to this point. How do you kind of turn the page and look forward to these teams that are more quote-unquote winnable games?
We're turning the page very quickly. I don't know. You know, every single week we always make it about ourselves. But honestly, like you have to have a unbelievable mental toughness about you to think you're going to win every single football game just where we're at. Now, we go out there with the mindset that we're going to win, but realistically, with those first 6 games, that's extremely tough. The one thing that we have to make sure that we are doing, no matter who we're playing, is staying together. And once again, guys, football is simple. If you play hard and you execute, you are going to win games. We're playing hard, and we're so close on the execution part. So the margins of error hopefully will be a little bit smaller with our opponents coming up. But if you don't execute, it won't matter. That's what I told them at halftime or after the game. I said, guys, you could either win every single game from here on out, or you could lose every single game. It has nothing to do with coaches. It has what you want to do when you wake up in the morning and look in the mirror. And if you have the mindset that you need, you are going to win, and you're going to win for this team.
So Jack and Sarah obviously been involved in some of the offense early in the season, but obviously today breakout piece.
Yeah, how many yards did he have? Felt like 152. Felt like every time I looked out there, see, there's Jack right there. I would never say this in front of him. Got unbelievable hands, unbelievable smile. He's definitely the cool kid on the block when he walks around here. But he brings this swagger around him, and he constantly makes plays. He did an unbelievable job. He's always running these routes across the middle, right? And you see how tough he is in bringing him in. A lot of receivers get little gator arms and pull him back, but he doesn't care about collisions. He's going, competing. He's getting upfield, and he's making plays. So, and that's what we talked about, I think, with somebody earlier on the week. With Jalen and Razul, there's always going to be a third guy that's going to blow up for us in a game. I think those guys get so much attention. This week happened to be Jack, and there's no reason he shouldn't do it every game from here.
Coach kind of mentioned Russell. He left the game with the locker room and came back. Wonder if he had just kind of an update, what it was.
Yeah, got an X-ray. I think it came back good, so he will be fine. And how about our true freshman Herschel getting out there though? That's what I'm talking about. Next man up mentality. He goes out and gets a rushing touchdown, a big catch on 4th down, and has some good cuts. So Razul hopefully be back next week. I know we got a couple other guys banged up, but that's part of football. Got to keep moving on.
Tyrese White was one of the other ones banged up, right?
Yeah, I didn't see him go out in the game. He was kind of nursing a leg injury. The deal with Kyrese is you could tell him to sit out, but he didn't care. He's going to go back in. He's one of the toughest players, if not the toughest player on the team, and one of my favorite with how hard he competes. So he could have an amputated leg, and he's still going to put a shoe on his knee and limp around out there. He's that type of player.
What's kind of the biggest difference, honestly, like vibe-wise, between the first half and the second half with what you were playing and results that were coming in the first half versus the second half on defense?
I feel like we definitely just slowed down. I mean, you guys saw the score in the first half, like 41-7 isn't where you want to be. But I think we kind of collected. We all kind of came together, and we realized how good we can be, and we just chilled out and we kind of played our brand of football, and we played much better in the second half.
It looked like there was an energy shift. It looked like in the first half you guys were a little flat just defensively. There wasn't as much excitement, at least it looked like. That changed in the second half. Do you feel like that's accurate or no?
Yeah, I feel like UNLV's offense definitely got on us early, and I think that kind of snowballed into our emotions and how we kind of responded to the adversity. But coming out of the second half, I mean, we kind of flushed it, moved on, and then we kind of had our own momentum for the rest of the game.
Do you feel like right now this team, particularly on the defensive end, at this point is more of a second half team? And if it is, what has to happen for you guys to play all 4 quarters?
I think that's what we definitely have put that on film. But I mean, if we want to be the team that we want to be, we have to play 4 quarters of, perfect football. And I know we can do it. I mean, you guys saw in the second half how dominant we were on defense. And if we can just do that in the first, second, third quarter, fourth quarter, I don't see how we can't win out for the rest of the year. So.
Have you ever had a season like this before in your playing career, or is this the first one?
What do you mean by that?
Like the difficult start, the gauntlet of players that you play, just the struggles to get wins so far. Have you ever had a season like this?
Yeah, I have. I mean, my first year of junior college, we started off a little rocky, and then we bounced back. I mean, it's not like a super uncommon thing, and I think we definitely have the players and the leadership inside the locker room to do that. So I'm excited to see what we do for the rest of the season, and we just got to flush this game and get on to New Mexico next week. So
Going into halftime, being down 41-7, how do you guys keep the right mentality coming out to kind of become that explosive difference of the team?
I mean, we just kind of know what brand of football we play, and I think we got away from that in the first half. So we all just kind of calmed down. We talked over with our coaches. We got some things adjusted, and we just played how we're supposed to play. Yeah.
Just wanted to ask you, I mean, even with all the injuries up front, it's been pretty encouraging amount of pressure you've been able to get on opposing quarterbacks the last couple of weeks. How encouraged have you been by the fight the defensive front has shown?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, the back end's playing great coverage, so it's definitely giving us more time to get pressure on the quarterback. Today, I did have a dumb 15-yard penalty when I hit him late, and I got to clean that up. But, I mean, besides from that, I feel like, yeah, we're definitely getting more pressure on the quarterback as a unit. And I think that's due to the guys in the back end covering, giving us time to get back there. So
You kind of mentioned flushing this game, probably wanting to flush in the last 5. Ask Coach Manning this, but how do you, as a player, kind of a player mindset, turn the page into now, games that you're expected to be a little bit closer?
I mean, we go into every game thinking that we got a shot to win. I mean, I don't really think we came into this game thinking that we weren't going to win. I mean, we know how good that we can be. So we just got to take that same mentality into the rest of the games this year and just play our brand of football, and then it should work out in our favor. So.
Has it been difficult in any way to kind of sustain that level of self-belief and self-confidence through these first 6 games?
I mean, it might seem that way, but I mean, I think everyone in the locker room knows how good we can be. So it's really comes down to our leaders, our coaches get us fired up at halftime every week, but it's going to come down to our players leaning on each other, kind of working off each other to really kind of rally. So yeah, I mean, if we can capitalize in that aspect of our team, like the player leadership, we'll be good to go.
And how do you guys keep up that mentality when you guys are down like 20 points in the fourth quarter and you got like 5 minutes left on the clock?
Yeah, I mean, football's a game of runs. I mean, like, we're never out till the final whistle blows. So, I mean, we just got to take that mentality and just keep on playing. So.
You've had a couple of big moments so far in the season, a couple of touchdown receptions, but obviously not in this volume. What was it like to have this kind of game out there?
I mean, we just have great guys all over the field, and everybody's worried about Jalen and Rasul, and so it just opened me up today. So I'm just super grateful. I got great teammates. So.
Jack, you arrived here pretty late. So how gratifying has it been to carve out a role on this team, considering you didn't have as many reps going into fall camp?
Yeah.
No reps in fall camp?
No, it's been good. It's just since I got here, just try to gain everybody's respect, earn the guys' trust, and just find a way to make some plays. So it feels good.
After tonight, do you feel like you've gained more of their trust and respect?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, when you have a game like that, they're gonna trust you a little more. But I mean, me and Spence and the guys on the offense have been building that trust since the day I got here. So just cool to see it come to fruition. So
I imagine that being a young guy, that there's a lot to learn from Jalen. I'm just curious, if you guys have a relationship and if you do, how good is it developing?
Yeah, no, I mean, Jalen's a really cool dude. Always taking stuff, picking his game apart, asking him questions. So it's super cool to have a receiver like that in the room to pick apart and just see how he works. So,
Jack, offensively tonight, I mean, 584 yards of offense, 461 through the air. What's kind of the vibe offensively going through the rest of the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, well, we just got to play like that in the whole game, play like we did in the second half the whole game, and should be better results.
Do you have an opinion on I guess if there were what struggles there were in the first half of this game offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we just weren't doing what we were supposed to do. One guy can make a mistake on the play, and the whole play is ruined. So, just when all 11 guys are on the same page, that's when good things happen. So.